Here we are at Evermore Me, day 8. Today we are going to talk about food-based nutrition, one of the things that makes Evermore so special. I also have a special date tonight. This is Fidel. Fidel's Zapata Guerrilla Warfare. He heard we were coming to dinner, so he put on his tuxedo, and now he's embarrassed because he feels a little overdressed, and there he is growling at Connor because there's Evermore close by. Anyway, I'm going to do what I normally do with my dates and put them on the floor.
And to start off talking about food-based nutrition, should we talk about what we're eating, or should we talk about what we put in our food?
I think we should talk about...
Which is the same thing.
Same thing. Yeah, Allison made an elaborate feast tonight using all Evermore ingredients and, of course, Evermore. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what we made?
We're going to be hosting a party next week in West Village.
Yes, in the West Village, yeah.
And so what we want to do is we want to cater it with some food made exclusively from Evermore ingredients. So I've been playing around and came up with a sweet potato latke recipe. I think I talked about it a few days ago. Anyway, this was version 2 of it. I used a little bit of a smaller grate, and Hannah hasn't tasted these new ones, so she's going to tell me what she thinks. They're basically, there are some grated yams and parsnips, and then there is parsley, there's some egg, a little oat flour, a little salt, a little pepper, a little cumin, a little ancho. And that, I believe, is it, topped with pure unsweetened applesauce.
Awesome.
So that is our little
delicious
taster appetizer. Then we have a very formally plated, very hefty serving of Evermore right here with a little sprinkled fresh parsley. And this beautiful wad of green and other colors right here is a raw kale salad. It is exclusively Evermore ingredients because it's just with safflower oil, apple cider vinegar, except for a little bit of salt and pepper, which is part of what the salt is going to do. It massages down the raw kale because you don't want to eat raw kale unless it's been at least worked through, softened. Anyway, the other stuff that's in here are absolutely beautiful rainbow carrots that Hannah got. There are these deep purpley ones, there are orange ones and yellow ones. There is also some apple, and they're all kind of in this really beautiful matchstick, and then toasted pumpkin seeds. And our cocktail of the evening, we have, it's a vodka-based drink, but it is apple cider, and then just a little bit of spritzy water.
Yeah.
And for a little zing, we added a tiny bit of apple cider vinegar.
Which is a probiotic, but I think the alcohol maybe killed the probiotic.
All right, so we're going to cheers to our elaborate dinner. Thank you for joining us. Dinner time, it's actually kind of fun to get a little
fancy with it.
A little fancy. So,
I have my date in my lap because he was whining on the floor.
That's
and
good.
I didn't want him screwing up the audio.
All right, so maybe start with trying one of these. I guess it is finger food. They would probably be a little smaller if they were a true hors d'oeuvre, but we'll see. Cheers.
Cheers. Oh my god.
See what I mean by the different consistency?
You know, I think I like the texture on the other one better.
Me too!
Yay!
Which is great because the other one I ran through a Cuisinart with a grater attachment, and these ones I actually manually hand grated, and I was praying that everybody, Hannah, agreed with me on this one because it's going to be a lot easier to make a
Yeah, no, I definitely think that the more thicker
this is almost like falafel.
It's really good. I tried making the sweet potato pancakes this morning actually. So there's a lot of sweet potato in my life, and you know they didn't come out as pretty as yours, but they were delicious.
Yeah, I mean I think it's a pretty
simple recipe,
simple and forgiving recipe. Anyway, that was a nice little way to start the meal.
No,
you think doing the other grate, those will be nice hors d'oeuvres, don't you think?
I think they'll be great hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah.
Okay, I really want you off my lap, but I don't want you screwing up the audio.
Hors d'oeuvre too.
Okay, so food-based nutrition while we're eating. Of course, if I talk too much, then I'll eat too slowly, then I'll get flack from our audience.
Also, we're still,
still doing the salt pepper. So one of the things that differentiates us from a lot of what's out there, actually I'd say most of what's out there in the pet food marketplace, is that we get the bulk of the nutritional value of our formulas from the whole food ingredients that we use. Meaning that we just don't use junk ingredients and spray a bunch of vitamins on. We get the vitamins from the food itself. Except where it's absolutely impossible to hit those numbers naturally.
Yeah, and it's a real exercise. We work with chemists and nutritionists, and a lot of them were very surprised actually at first because we're going to such great pains to see if we could. That's okay. It's meant to be destroyed. To see if we could do this, and it's really important to us. But I remember there was a woman who I worked with who was really, really wonderful. But after I told her, I called her back because she had recommended that we supplement with this, that, this, that, this, that. And I called her to tell her what our numbers were, and she was like, "Oh my God, you can hit those numbers just with food."
Like, I heard that could happen.
Yeah, I was like,
yeah, but we were told it couldn't be done.
Mm-hmm.
But we did it.
So again, there are certain things that it's impossible to, and full transparency, we're about to update our website. Thank you to my brother-in-law, Jack. And we'd like to make sure to get those numbers up, and we're always happy to answer questions when people call in when they have anything specific about nutritional issues for their dog or our food.
Yeah, or email,
Oh, how do you like the salad? Have you tried it?
I haven't digging into the food. I'm gonna try the salad.
Do you think it tastes? Oh no, I'm still eating it out of my little square.
I think you did. I think that would have been a better.
Oh, going this direction?
Yeah, it's more aesthetically pleasing. I went to town and I was like, "There's a beautiful thing. I must destroy it."
This is yummy.
This is really good. Oh, this is my dessert. Darling, could you please pass it to Lula?
Chipotle or regular?
I think I'll go old school.
Alright.
Thank you. Do I have some dog food on my chin?
No, it's green. Actually, with all the green stuff, it's actually probably more likely that we're gonna have like green things in my teeth. When I was a kid, I used to do that at the dinner table. I thought it was funny all the time, and nobody ever thought it was funny. But I just stick one right here and just smile. So, I'm just wondering if plating it this way somehow changes the taste for me, just sort of psychologically, but...
Still tastes kind of like dog food to me.
Yeah.
That dog food that we love to eat.
Yeah. Every day.